Okay, so now we're going to be talking about how to delete and update. And this is really, really simple. So pretty much to delete, we have two different ways. I'm going to go back to the firebase.js. And right here, we are just, using the previous one. So instead of set, we have a different method that is going to be called remove. What I'm going to be removing is the eyes, the eyes in green. So I'm going to delete this green and just call the remove method. And of course, if it's removed, we want to get the removed data removed, just like that. And of course, this is the success. And if we get an error, we're going to catch that error. I'm going to save the file, go back to the Firebase database, and the eyes are going to go red, and then they're going to disappear. And if you go to the project, we have data remove. Really, really simple. We just need to use the remove. And of course, if you want to use to delete something else that it's inside just a key, you use the / and then you delete whatever is that you want to delete. Really, really simple. Now we have a different method. Now the set, just like set we've been using before, uses a different value right here. So of course we can pass whatever it is that we want to set, but it also accepts the null. So if set equals null, it's going to go to the database and delete whatever it is that you want to delete. I'm going to go back to the database and I'm going to be deleting the skills. So I'm going to say skills, just like that. I'm going to save it. And of course it's going to reload. It's going to grab that and delete the skills. No more. And if I go right here, data removed. Okay, so that works. To delete, it's really, really simple. And again, you have to be careful with the refs, because if you pass something like this, it's going to delete the entire database. Okay, so let's see now how to update values. Okay, so now let's see how to update. Update is just really, really simple, just like remove. But, kind of works a little bit different. So now the thing is that we're going to have two methods. If you want to update a single key, a single value, you just can use set. Doesn't matter. You can use set. So if I say last name, just like this, and set it to something else, like, I don't know, green, I'm going to save it, and it's going to be entering last name and changing it to green. So that works. You can use set if you only want to change one key, one value. But the thing is that most of the times, or sometimes, you want to update several things. So that's why we're going to be using the method update, just like this. Now update takes as an argument an object. You cannot pass a single string, because with update, you're going to be updating several things. So it takes an object. So I'm going to say data updated, just to be correct. Now the update is going to take an object, and right here we can make a reference to whatever we want to update. I have the last name inside ref, but I don't want to do that. I want to go to the root directory and I want to update the name to, I don't know, Michael. There we go. And the last name to Jackson, Michael Jackson. There we go. Last name. All right. And the last name is going to be Jackson. Good. If I save this, it's going to go to the root directory. It's going to find the name and the last name. And, we have Michael Jackson. Good. So that works. You can use that as well. So what happens if we want to change the car? Well, that again is going to be a little bit different. So what we can do, since we are passing an object, we can first access the car, and then of course colon, and we pass whatever it is that we want to update. We're going to say brand of Nissan, and then the color is going to be green, something like that. Green. If I save it, let's go back to the database, and car gets a brand of Nissan and then green. So that works. Now look at this. What happens if I want to change just the brand and I use the same method? I'm going to delete the color and that comma, and I'm going to be changing the name to Volvo. There we go. It's a nice brand for cars. I'm going to save it, and let's go to the database and see what happens. So it's going to be updating everything, and car now equals brand and Volvo, and it's deleting the color. And this kind of makes perfect sense. Right here, we are saying that we want to access car, and then inside car, this is the new value, and we have just the brand. So Firebase is just doing that. It's going to go to car, and it's going to delete whatever you have inside car, and it's going to put this as a new value. So then, you have a problem, because maybe this is not what you want to do. You're going to delete all the other information you have inside car. So what you could do, there's two things. You can make a reference right here inside car, and then / and then brand, and pass whatever you want with set. But the thing is that what happens if you want to update the car, brand, and color, and something else just like name? So you're not going to be able to do it this way, because you can only access car and brand, not last name. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to access the ref and the root directory. And what we can do is like this. It's going to look a little bit weird. First, I'm going to make a reference to name, and I'm going to change it to something else. Name is going to be Steve Jackson, whatever. And then I'm going to make a reference, and I'm going to use quotes just like this. Just like we do inside ref, what we could do is say car / and then we make a reference to color, and then we pass the value of whatever we want to pass. So in this case, it's going to be black. We've already have a brand, so I'm just going to change. I'm going to be adding a color inside car. So if I save this, let's check it out. Now we have the name of Steve, and inside car we have a new value, color in black, and brand is still there. So it's not deleting that one, So this works, real simple. So you're going to be using this a lot. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's not a lot of things we can do with this, with update and remove. They are really, really simple to use. Now we're going to be talking about getting data, and that one, it's a little bit more extensive because we have a lot of tools for that. So let's go to the next section and see how to get data.